Beautiful Heart Show. This is Dr. Anacleto Melendez, the founder of the Beautiful Heart Foundation. And this afternoon, I'm very happy to meet a very nice lady for the second time. I met her last year, a very good advocate for good governance, an educator herself. I will allow her to introduce herself. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I am Delia Damo. I started in the educational field immediately upon graduation from Silliman University and joined the University of Mindanao 2 years after its establishment. And I have seen it grow, and I was given Dean Emeritus in 1995 when I retired as the Dean of the Arts and Sciences. And so now I am retired.
Retired, but this morning I saw you in one of the big events here in Davao City, the opening exhibit of this Bangsamoro. The reason I'm here is because partly to know more about the Davao Museum, which I think you're a key player in this educational and museum here in Davao City. And of course, I would like to know more about the exhibit because apparently I was not there during the opening. So, ma'am, for the purposes of our televiewers, what is the trust of the Davao Museum and how did it came into such a nice institution?
Well, the initiative for building the museum came from the Zonta Club of Davao City, International Women's Service Organization. Now, since most of these women who joined Zonta in the name of service were all college-bred professional women and women in business, they thought that a big city like Davao should have a museum.
And this is way back...
Way back in 1969, when we got chartered by the international president, L.D. Sipila from Norway. And our charter president was attorney Nati Elargo. Now, while our purpose as a club is to upgrade the status of women around the world, specifically in our area, but as college women, college-bred women, we thought a museum was necessary in a city. So, during the incumbency of Mrs. Subida Duterte, mother of our mayor, we decided to have this as a project. And Don Enrique Sobel of the Ayala Foundation donated the area where we are here. And he also donated another lot so we can raise funds for the establishment of the building. So we worked tooth and nail to put this thing together.
So this is like your 1969, like almost on your 40th year?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Wow. Anyway, what is really inspiring now is after those long years, still the Davao Museum Foundation is still there and
being relevant.
Becoming more relevant maybe to the times. Ma'am, can you give us some of the highlights of Davao Museum from the time of its inception up to the present?
Well, the first thing was for us to gather relics from the various tribes. Actually, it is a ethnology. It is for the different tribes of Davao. So it's a special museum. It doesn't show other artifacts from other parts of the country, but exclusively for the tribes of Davao.
And these tribes, to mention some of them, are...
There are 12 tribes. You have the Bacopo, you have the Manopo, you have, well, I cannot recall the names of the others, but there are 12 tribes, and we have it in a map at the museum.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to really...
I hope you can go.
Visit the... just to tell you, ma'am, I am a graduate of AB Humanities in the University of the Philippines way back in 1982. And so I have this passion for the arts and the culture.
Kindred spirit.
I really missed that opportunity as Angeli said, I could have met people in who are also passionate into this. But anyway, so now the main event now is the exhibition of photographs, I think,
Yes.
taken during the early 19th.
20th century.
Yeah,
Of the Datus and Sultans of Bangsamoro, which include Sultan Kudarat and Maguindanao.
And this exhibit, ma'am, will run until when?
Until June.
Oh, until June. So like the whole month of
Yes.
the whole month of June, and of course the last 2 weeks of May. Is there special features that worth talking about that exhibit, ma'am?
Well, they are pictures of the Datus and Sultans and their contribution to the development of that area. No, and because I grew up in Cotabato.
This is a Bangsamoro exhibit, and when I was reading the press release, mentioning names that are kind of familiar, like the Masturas. So, but actually, what is also interesting about these photographs are just reproductions of the original.
Of the original, and they were pinalaki. Pagkatapos there were captions there. And they were original photographs.
And taken by a American medical doctor in 1912 or something? 1902? Yeah. 1905. Now, and what else, ma'am, in the photograph? Did they show like the clothing?
Costumes, their headgear, and their total mean, no? So, but they were all personalities. There were no pictures of their houses. They were all.
And these are pictures of the royalties, maybe?
Yes,
the leaders. Okay. Anyway, later on in the show, we will also showcase through another video what happened during the time during the opening. And I am looking forward that before I go back to San Francisco in June, I will have time to really get to see the actual photographs in the Davao Museum.
Please. And then, have you been to our museum?
Not yet. I was surprised. I was thinking that there's also another Davao Museum that is run by the city, I think.
Alright. This is how we improved our museum. It was not so much of a museum until 2005, when the Asian Forum was coming this way. And the mayor thought, gee, what will I have to show the city? A museum na. And so they gave us a support, no? And we called on citizens, and they all responded. Binigyan kami ng mga air conditioner. We had the glass, we commissioned experts from Manila to the display, no? At saka maraming nag-respond, and that was the impetus. So now we are hoping everybody's coming. The different schools have been invited. We have made a guest list so that more people can avail of these services. And Ida Ford now is opening another museum in the Center of the Arts.
Well, our Beautiful Heart Foundation also dreams of coming up with a museum in the future, but maybe this is something related to the artworks of children. I would like to gather works of kids and then put them in good canvases, and I will start with
Children's Museum.
Oh, do you have a children's museum
Wala
here?
sa Maynila.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Manila.
inspired by the work of my own two kids. In fact, some of them I already brought here in the Philippines. Just to come up with an interest on what the kids are really doing, and yeah, similar to the one in Manila, like the Museum Pambata or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, and more so that I will have to highlight the work of those poor kids in Davao. Yeah, because they need to have a venue where they will also be recognized somehow.